Josefina Calatengo.
I see you're not supposed to walk on this stage with heels. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so psyched to be here, guys. I was just at the CBS Upfronts, which is at Carnegie Hall on 57th and something, and they needed me on stage at 4:25. I said, I have to get down to the color room by 4:30! So I'm really happy to be here. First, full disclosure, I have seen this play 17 times the first time. The second time, I've seen it 4 times. So, you saw it 4 times too? So I can only say to you, my love for this play is deep, deep, deep and long. And I'm so glad, really delighted to be here with you all. Let's start with, I was here, Heather, your first night. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. And it's sort of a nuclear on this block. Yeah. But this is originally on get it straight on this block. So what is it like for you to be back on Broadway? The reviews have been amazing for you.
It has been incredibly emotional and overwhelming. I've just been overwhelmed by the welcome, and it's great, overwhelming to be in this show. Which is so sweet with, just everybody, people stop me in the street, they're like, welcome back. I'll say this though, that I think sometimes when we are a part of certain things, we kind of take them for granted, or you just think, oh, it's part of my life and whatever. And then it takes you having to leave for a little bit to come back and figure out what an amazing thing you're a part of, to appreciate. And so I appreciate every street, every time I'm walking down the street and kicking people out of my way. So it's been a kind of sentimental, emotional journey.
Well, let me just tell you this. John Doyle, the director, said he was looking for that Heather brings a sassy, sexy Broadway star quality to the role. The first time I saw you, I thought, I need to give you one of the chairs. I didn't know you could make a chair look sexy. I sat there in the audience and went, how does she do that?
Yeah, I've been practicing for years. I had chairs in my house.
I was thinking, man, I'm having great fun at Heather's house. That's all I'm going to say about that. Mr., let's talk to you, because we're sharing the mic. Mr., which of course is not your real name. His real name is Isaiah Johnson. Hello, Isaiah. I wonder what this role is like for you, because he is such an unlikable character through most of the play. But at the end, don't we find ourselves softening for you?
Yes, I hope so.
You hope so. It's true. What were you saying, Cynthia?
It's about to soothe my throat.
Oh, what were you telling him?
Cynthia, if you didn't know this about her, she's the vocal police.
I see.
But she knows what she's
Cynthia
talking
was
about.
like, what are you eating? You're on stage. She just said she has voice.
I have vocal pastels in my pocket, so I just pulled out vocal pastels.
What are vocal pastels? I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, I'm going to turn into a geek. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, so these are glycerin pastels. They're very good for you if you sing. They're natural. There's no sugar in them, but they are full of glycerin. They're very good to soothe the throat.
I missed today's performance. Did she kill it today? Mr. Isaiah, what does playing this role mean to you? It's such everybody on the stage, though, are playing iconic roles. What does playing Mr. mean to you?
Well, it's new every day, and I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So today I was just outside signing autographs, and there was a gentleman who came to see the show with his wife. And he first saw The Color Purple when he was incarcerated at Leavenworth.
Oh.
He said that when we watched the show, he said we were watching the movie, and then the power cut out, right when the movie was coming to an end. And so then they fired up the generator, and the lights came on, and he said he looked around, and every man in the prison was weeping. Men who were under incarceration for the most heinous crimes that you can imagine. People who society has deemed as useless, worthless, unlovable, all of those things that we probably call Mr. in our minds. that movie brought out all the love that they had inside, came out and drowned their face in tears. And he said, from that moment on, I fell in love with this story, I fell in love with all these characters, and that's why I brought my wife to see this today.
Bravo. Thank you.
And that's what doing Whisper is like. You find a reason to reinvigorate all of the love, all of the passion that you have inside, because that's truly what's being expressed. We just don't like the way it looks, and we shouldn't.
Yeah.
But what's trying to be expressed is a love or lack thereof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how you can find humanity even in the worst of people. I have a little bit of I need some of those drillings. Pass it down. I'll wait till after, but I am going to take one. I'll pass it down to Jakina. Hello, lovely Jakina. Hi. So, had you seen the movie or the first play before you took this part? I want to know how you came on this stage.
First, I saw the movie with my sister when we were young, and I remember weeping from the movie. And then I saw the pre-out-of-town tryout in Atlanta before it came to Broadway when I was in high school. And I think Saquon was in it and all these other people and LaShawns. And I was, I think, in the 10th grade, and I remember being completely blown away. But I didn't get to see it on Broadway because we were in school and then it closed.
Were you interested in acting then? Back then, is that why it resonated so with you, or was it just because it was good work?
Not when I saw the movie. What resonated with me, I saw it with my sister. So what resonated with me was the relationship.
Sister, what you gonna do? Yeah.
It was very powerful. It was very moving. That whole separation. I still remember the scene, him beating her hands as she's going down the street. It's like haunting. Yeah, it stayed with me.
And what is it like for you night after night to be playing Nettie?
Ooh, it's a whirlwind of emotions. Sometimes it's so exhausting. Sometimes it's uplifting. Sometimes it's, if anything, in my spirit, every time I think I can't go on or can't do anything, by the end of the show, you become full of hope and joy by the time you finish, where it's just like we're right with the audience. When you're seeing people's crying, it's like we're experiencing this as well with you. And it's amazing of how you can feel when you start and by the time when you finish. It's a complete transformation.
All right, Danielle, I want to go to you because every time I've been, when I come to the play, people always start with the line. We know you, Danielle, from your TV work. We've seen you on Big Screen. We know you, Danielle Brooks, so we're really delighted to talk to you. But every night I've been here, somebody in the audience invariably hollers out the line, "You told her." It is such an iconic line, yet you have truly made, don't you think she's made it her own? I sat there, I seen it over a couple of times, and I kept thinking, is she going to do it like Oprah? Even Oprah's like, how's she going to do that? You figured out a way to make it your own. Did you feel tremendous pressure? I like your shoes. That's cute. Oh. What size do you wear?
10.
Me too. These are 10. Were you nervous about making that line your own, or did you feel pressure about that line?
I definitely felt pressure about that line. I mean, Miss Oprah Winfrey did that. She put a staple on that whole thing. And I definitely felt tremendous pressure. Every night I'm like, Lord, please let this line come out of my mouth. Lord, please. And if it doesn't, I have plans to start it over.
Have you ever had to start it over?
I haven't.
No,
By the grace of God, I haven't. Knock on wood.
But Danielle, the audience is so with you. From the moment,
Yes.
honestly, from the moment you walk on the stage, you can feel people just, I think you can't help yourself but chuckle or smile.
Yeah.
Maybe because you know what's about to come, maybe because we all love you so much.
Yeah.
Even before you open your mouth, you feel the audience is with you.
Yes, I do. I definitely do, Gail. I think it's incredible to come out and stand boldly on this stage and look out to the audience, and you do feel that. I think it's because of what's just happened. You've seen this horrible scene happen, and then you feel this light come out, this new energy come out, and it's really fun to play that and see. I can just feel the audience going on the journey, and it's probably because, just like you said, a lot of people know this story already, but there's a lot of people who don't know this story. You know what I mean?
That's
and getting to put my stamp on it. It's been great. I'm very thankful for Oprah for allowing me the space to get to explore and find it myself. And
You're taking Oprah out of it. You did it, though. You nailed it.
Thank you.
You nailed it. Anybody can give you the opportunity. And once you get the opportunity, you have to own it and do it yourself, which you have certainly done. Could I go down to you, Kyle? Arco?
Hello.
What you know is that Marco is a very strong young man. Because you throw women around like a sack of potatoes. And you look like you're very good at that, Mr. Kyle. How fun is this for you night after night? You get to lift Danielle up, you get to turn her around, and you can feel the love and passion between the two characters. I love that.
It's the most fun I've ever had on stage.
What,
Easily.
throwing Danielle around?
I mean,
Well, why is this the most fun on stage?
this show and the people that we're doing this show with, I've never seen a show evolve so much. It's been 6 months, and this show is still evolving. And still changing. And still, we're finding different ways to say lines. It's the most incredible thing. You're not even thinking about it. It's just happening because of the energy that everyone's bringing, and then the newfound energy that Heather has brought. It is incredible. You have people coming to the show and then saying, "Oh, you know, this is better than the last time I saw it." Every time they come, they say it's better than the last time. And I've never heard that before in my life. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever heard, because it's like, how many times can you see the same thing and then see it in so many different ways?
I feel that too.
It's incredible. It's what you dream of when you do this job, you know?
Isn't it nice when dreams come true?
Oh, it is. It's
Isn't that
lovely,
nice?
isn't it?
What did you say, Danielle? Because Danielle, you've been nominated for a Tony. Hello. I'm already thinking you all need to get your outfits, you need to get your speeches, you need to really look great that night, because I'm thinking it's going to be a very, very good night. I know. Where were you when you heard you had a Tony nomination? Please don't tell me you were
oh my
sleeping.
gosh, I was not sleeping. I could not sleep. That whole week I was restless. And I remember getting up at 6 a.m. and I just started cleaning my house and praying and cleaning.
6 a.m. in anticipation of the Tony nomination?
And not in anticipation, I just couldn't sleep. I needed to do something.
Yes.
And so I called my dad at 8 o'clock, because the announcements were going to be like 8:30. And I was talking to him, and he was trying to calm my nerves. He's so into the Tonys, he was making me nervous. So I just got and I hung up, and I started to watch my lovely castmates on the Today Show sing The Color Purple. And I said, I'm going to watch them do this. I'm not going to watch what happens. I'm going to just watch my castmates. So I had my phone sitting down silent, but I was faced up. And all of a sudden, I see all of these notifications start flooding my phone, and I immediately tucked it behind my butt. And I was like, I just took in a breath, and I was like, oh my God, I think this is happening. I think this is happening. And then I see Cynthia's face on the screen, and in the middle of singing the song, she looks like she just found out. And she got nominated. And that's when I knew.
All right, Cynthia, then pick up that story. Did you find out the way she thought in the middle of the song?
Yeah, I found out just before we started singing. So as we were like on set, we're getting ready to sing the song. I'm just ignoring everything. I'm not even paying attention to it. It's whatever, it doesn't matter. We have to sing this. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We've been up since 5. It's fine. We're gonna sing this.
Welcome to my world.
Presenter goes. I said, who do it again? Who did the presenter? He went, I was like, okay, the Tony, okay. And literally about 30 seconds after that, camera's on, we have to sing. That was that. And so, I actually heard it on set as we were live in front of people.
Don't we like her accent when she talks? You don't know her, you just like her. And then you see her on stage and she has no accent whatsoever. I know it's called acting, but I always marvel at that with people with great accent. Well, this is her native tongue, sorry. Who can do her accent so well. But Cynthia, this is the thing, when you came, You know, Scott Sanders, who I love this man. He's one of the producers. I've known him for a long time. Scott's here somewhere. Where is Scott? There you are. Scott Sanders. You can really thank Scott Sanders, who did not give up on this play way back in the day for the first one, and now here we are again. But I just wonder, Cynthia, for you, that when you took the role, you asked John Doyle, is she an unglamorous character? Because I read when you were 15, you felt that you didn't feel pretty enough yourself. True?
Yeah.
So
I asked him. Yeah, I asked him. I think we were in rehearsals, and I was like, "Is she actually ugly?" And in my head,
why did you want to know that?
I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think you have weak moments where you're like, is that what it is, or is that an interpretation that I can have on her, or am I going to feel like this for a long time? You know what I mean? And then he was like, but in my head, I knew that it wasn't that she was ugly. It's that after a while, if you've been told something over and over and over again, you start to believe it. And I guess in that way, Cynthia and C started marrying up together, because I heard it so many times in playing this role that it started bleeding into my head. So I had to ask. It was like mid-rehearsal, way into rehearsal. And I just wanted to know.
I wonder if it conjured feelings for you when you were 15, thinking, gosh,
Yeah.
I'm not so happy with myself. Do I want to be playing a character where people don't think she's attractive?
Yeah.
All of that come back to
Yeah, you flash back, because when you're 15, there are so many things going on in your mind and around you. You're just about growing up, and you're figuring out who you are, and you're not sure if you're acceptable or you're not, or it's okay to be different or it's not. And it is okay to be different, just in case anyone's wondering.
Yes,
It is. And I guess when I was younger, I just didn't know. And you flash back to those moments occasionally where you have a small moment of insecurity and you think, oh my gosh, am I going to feel like I did when I was 15? And I haven't.
So, bravo. So at the end of this show, how do you feel? Because honest to God, I get goosebumps every single freaking time at the end of that show. And it's what you do to everybody, really, who's sitting in the seats. I'm wondering what it's like for you on the stage when you're looking out. And I've literally seen people weep. I saw people weep the other day, had to push the button. Push the button. I never see anybody cry. Her name was Oprah Winfrey. But there were people in the audience who were crying because you were so good. I wonder what it's like for you night after night, because during the play, we go through such a journey to know that you have really sort of summed it all up in that moment.
Yeah.
What it feels like to you. I know how we feel out there, but what does it feel like to you?
It feels incredible because you can feel the energy in the audience. It's like they're waiting for her to make that realization. It's like they're waiting for her to say, I am. I'm beautiful. I am. And I feel like in saying it for her, I get to say to everybody in the room. That is what I aim to do. I never feel like those words are just for me or for Celie. I feel like it's for every single person in the room that has ever felt like they aren't good enough. That's the job. It's everyone.
I'd like to open it up to audience Q&A, and Heather will take the mic one more time before the Q&A, because you already know what it's like to win a Tony. So maybe you can share. You are a Tony veteran. It's not your first rodeo. What it's like when you get your first Tony. We are listening with both ears down.
I'm still in shock that my Tony hasn't left my house yet. Many times I go upstairs and I'm like, oh, it's still here. But I was incredibly honored. I don't even know if there's a word to the nomination. Like I told these precious ladies, the nomination is already saying you've won. You know what I mean? And now we
Heather, everyone says that.
Amen.
But that night when they're calling on names and the nominees are, please somebody say Susan A. or color purple.
As a matter of fact, I don't even know if they said Heather. I just went up there when I heard all. But it is like, it's the greatest thing. When you think about it, right?
Yes.
I don't mean to put any pressure, but when you think about it, there have only been a couple of thousand people, right, that have been nominated, and then a few hundred that have won, right? And so when you think, I'm one of those, it's a crazy, crazy thing. And we don't get these opportunities a lot to be a lead in the show. But I'm very excited that in a few weeks, I'm going to bring my Tony from Chicago. And my Tony will meet their Tonys. And we will all have we will be like, kiss my Tony, we'll all kiss Tonys together.
I would love to go. I will just bring me, myself, and I have a good appetite. That's what I would do. Are there any questions in the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Big fan, a little starstruck, but
Big fan, little starstruck. What's your name?
Sanjana.
Sanjana, go ahead.
I was wondering how you prepare for the emotional intensity of the show and kind of maintain it throughout the show, because I know that some of those scenes will always get to you and it's beautifully done.
How do you prepare for the emotional intensity of the show and maintain it? Are you directing that to?
It can go to everyone.
Okay. Heather, you start and then we'll pass it down.
It's exhausting because you start crying. And even by the end, by the time we're just like, look what God has done, I'm crying. And so I do believe that Cynthia carries an incredible burden. And she carries it for all of us, everybody. Because, and I think these guys don't, we ladies get a lot of credit, but these men don't.
Yes, exactly.
And they don't. And I'm very grateful for that because he's got to be the worst that he can be so that she can have the journey that she can have. And she can carry that burden. It is essential. It is, and I'm sorry, but it is essential that when I come in and tell her, you sure is ugly, that it cuts to her core. Because then by the end when she says, I am beautiful, you guys have to run, and that's the burden she carries. And so my burden, it's for her sometimes. Like I see her and she's crying and I have to lose it. And by the end of it, we are exhausted but invigorated. And I'm sure her exhaustion is even more because she has been carrying this. And by the time she says, I am beautiful, it's just loose. It's just like the demon is gone. You know what I mean?
Heather, I sit here where people go, yes, you are!
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Isaiah, I think that's a very good question for you. I think you made a really good point, Heather, because you too have a very emotional role and an emotional journey that you have to sustain.
Yeah, it is exhausting. It's definitely difficult. I get nauseous every time I put my costume on. And the more I fight that, the worse it gets. I feel like you just have to kind of be in where you are. You have to start where you are and begin the journey that way. I think what makes it particularly difficult, in my opinion, I believe that, Mr. represents the pain of the African American community as a whole, the pain of people as a whole. And he represents a lot of stuff that's happening off stage, but is very real in this time period. And so it's not about, for me, it's not about being mean, it's about connecting to what it is that you don't have, and connecting to what it is that you really, really want out of life. And then, once I'm there, being able to recognize every time I hit a wall. And every time I hit a wall, he gets angry. And his anger gets deeper, but it's really confusion. He wants the world to be a better place. He wants the world to be a better place so bad that he's willing to do anything to get it.
And he wants to be a better person too, though.
He wants to be a better person.
He does.
It's not bad. I mean, we're not going to go through all the text. But if you read the novel again, and if you even, if you come see the play, what's great about coming back to see our show over and over and over again is that you get to watch a different character every time. And you get an incredible journey. Literally, if you watch Rayma or Bobby or anybody on the stage, if you come back to see the show, just watch a different character. And you will see a beginning, middle, and end. I promise you.
That's a good view.
There's this documentary I watched a week ago when I had the flu. It was great. It's called The Mask You Live In. And I don't know if anyone in here has seen it. It's on Netflix. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever watched in my life. And it was talking about how men have their sensitivity kind of beaten out of them by the time they hit about 10 to 11 years old. Like those kids are in school and they're asking all these questions and all of a sudden you hit 10, 11, and 12 and they're just like, whatever. And they don't care. But it's not that they don't care, it's that people keep telling them that they're not supposed to. And that before I come on the stage every day, I think about that. That I'm like, there's someone in this audience that is probably younger or even older, or it doesn't even matter what age they are, that has forgotten how to grab their sensitivity and be a part of that, and to know that that is part of being a man. Like it's you, that makes you a man, being sensitive. Like, you know, it's not something that's separate. It's something that's tangible and real and part of your life, and something that you need. So like that's what I think about before I come out on stage. Because I used to do the more preparation, but I feel like it's so much a part of me now that I just relax and then walk out. And then just looking at everyone. Like you feel present. And that's kind of the thing I would tell most people, just be present. Because that Sunday morning at the beginning is enough.
Yes.
It'll get you in real hard.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll get you in fast.
I want to incorporate the audience. Are there any more audience questions? Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you give to recently graduated BFA actors for your dream trip?
Jakina, you take that. What advice would you give to two recently graduated?
Lord.
I'm going to let Jakina
God bless you right
take another one.
now. Seriously, you are enough. You are beautiful. You have everything inside of you to be whatever you want and to do whatever you want. And if the world is not ready for you, make it. Create it. But you have everything that you need to do what you want to do and for people to see you. It's in you already.
Audience? Yes, sir. Hey. John Doyle is one of his favorite directors. Oh. Yes. That's such a good point. He said John Doyle is one of his favorite directors. What's it like working with him? And that there aren't many props in this show. What's it like to bring that to life? Because as I mentioned, did I mention I saw the first one 17 times? And it really was lights, camera, action, very elaborate set, very elaborate staging. And I thought, there's no way it's going to be as good. I said, Scott, it's not going to have that big tree. It's not going to have a juke joint. It's just going to be chairs. What? But it's amazing how the chairs, you quickly. Did you still enjoy it? I did too. So Cynthia, you take this. What's it like working with him? And knowing that the set isn't as elaborate to really bring it to life the way you do. You really have to rely on what to do that.
I've now known John for about just over 2 years, so he's more than a director to me. He's my friend, and is an incredible man, an incredible director, very straight to the point. He allows everyone in the room to be as human as they possibly can be. What is the most important thing when we come out on stage and when we say the words that are on that script is the truth. So as long as we are telling the truth and telling the story that is there in front of us, we are usually okay. The truth of the music, the truth of the lyrics of the songs, the truth of the text, all of those things are already there for us, which is why I guess we only need chairs and ourselves to tell the story.
Very well said. One more question, guys, because they have another show this evening. Only because you're going, me, you.
Hi everyone, big fan. My name's Steven. I'm so happy right now. I have a question for you. Since you brought the show from London over and you started it there, what are some differences or similarities that you noticed between the audiences overseas and here?
Okay, so I'm going to put this into context because when we were in London, we had a very tiny theatre that seated only 200 people. So that in itself is a huge difference because now we're seated in somewhere that holds 1,100 and something, I think, over that. So already it's multiplied with the audience participation. So what we had when it came to people making noise, which is very rare in itself, when a London audience doesn't tend to make that much noise, and for some reason they did this time, more noise than I was ever used to. Now times that by about 20, and that's what we probably get here. And yeah, that's what we're, yeah.
And Americans too.
Like New Yorker, that's what we have. We have like and now I genuinely feel like sometimes it feels like we're in a rock concert. That's what it feels like. And the ground moves for me, and it feels incredible that you get this wave of sound coming from the audience here. Whereas before it was like a wall.
Yes, you can tell by her answer what the question was, the difference between the London audience and the American audience. And I'm going to close with a question to Danielle. Anybody have a question to Danielle? And then we are going to let them go. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm from Leslie King. I'm with my students from Catholic Account Basic Middle School.
Students from Catholic Middle School, yes.
This young lady, what message would you give to them to let them move forward in life?
Oh man, really a lot of what Jakina said, like it's really in you. There's nothing that you cannot do, and I am a witness of that. I'm a little girl from Greenville, South Carolina, who made her way to this stage. And if you have a dream, go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. There is black girl magic running all through your veins. And when you get knocked down, because life will knock you down like Sophia, you can get back up like a bird and fly. Just fly. You can do anything you want.